Afternoon. Here we are, week 3, final preseason game. Really excited. Just really want to congratulate all the guys really up to this point for the 91-man roster. You look at really how we attacked the offseason, how we really attacked this training camp, competing, the iron sharpening iron. I think probably been one of the best camps that I've been a part of, just from guys putting in the work, being really intentional about what they're trying to get done on a daily basis, really having a single focused game plan and a goal, which we're really kind of excited to see just some of the development of these young guys. So really excited to watch these guys go out and compete on the road, final preseason game, and we'll see how the chips fall.
It's unique to see out of the guys that you have returning punts right now on Friday night to feel confident in one of them having that job in the regular season.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is our ability to track it, catch it, and decision making. Probably ball security is going to be at a premium. Obviously, Ty Felton put the ball on the ground last week, so we'll see. Get him back out there again, get him getting confident. See if we can pop one off on him, so he can continue to gain confidence back there as a kick returner. And then from a punt return standpoint, there's always going to be my ability to track it, my ability to catch it, and making great decisions back there, just in terms of, especially in those sky ball situations. Silas Bowden kind of had an instance last week to where he was kind of trying to cheat a returner or cheat a punter, and end up being a cross kick right there. Ball hits at the 17-yard line. Gunner downs it at the 6. And those are the decisions that we talk about right there, where we can't have that. We got to be able to steal those yards. Field position is always going to be at a premium for us.
And how much emphasis do you put on that one fumble for Ty or not?
A lot, definitely a lot, Kevin.
Yeah.
Again, ball security is always going to be at a premium. We can't have balls on the ground. We got to be able to protect it, especially when we're going to the cavity of the defense right there as a cover team. You got to get our pads down. Got to have second-hand cover going through traffic. And so, luckily we were able to get it back right there. But Ty's got to do a better job of that.
We saw Xavier Scott get some kick return reps here and there. Is he an option for you guys if that's going?
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely an option. The idea is that we can put two guys back there that we feel great, whether they kick it to one or the other. That both of them has the ability to really kind of take it the distance there. So, wanted to get Zay back there, give him an opportunity to see what he's able to do with it, whether he's at off return or really kind of see those guys really same back there. And, Zay's an explosive guy, can break tackles, stick his foot in the ground to get vertical. So we kind of see him as a guy who could possibly be a threat back there.
What stood out to you about the way Myles Price is handling camp?
I think the biggest thing is you look at a guy like Myles Price, and all he does is loves football, very positive. He's someone people want to be around. He has this contagious energy to him that you really appreciate. But he's just a flat-out football player. He's always the first one out here ready to catch pre-practice jugs, punts. Always out here post-practice getting extra work. He understands and gets it as a young guy, what it takes to really be a professional in this league. Following around the right guys, he really studies and focuses a lot on Jalen Naylor, who you've seen really kind of take off over the previous 3 years in terms of what his body's look like and the body of work he's been able to put in. And you just appreciate the daily grind and the daily intentionality that Myles Price has. And, he's just a flat-out football player. He does a great job tracking it, catching it, sneaky tackle breaker. He can stick his foot in the ground and get vertical. So I'm excited to kind of see what Myles is able to do, kind of cap off a really good preseason so far for him.
And what do you see from the two punters?
The punter position is going really well right now. Chap really had a good opportunity that second half to hold 3 field goals for Will. Will is gaining confidence in him. The confidence is there just in terms of the operation. He really congratulated those guys on Monday, just in terms between him, Poe, Chap, and Mr. Wright, just on a good operation overall. Will's in a really good spot right now. But I think the biggest thing from a punter position is I wish we've had more opportunities in that sky ball situation going in to see if we're able to kind of pull out that loft wedge to kind of place it inside the 10. So hopefully we'll be able to get some of those opportunities so we see how these guys respond under the lights in game. I think that's really kind of going to be the biggest thing, especially with the kickoff touchback going to the 35-yard line. We're going to kind of end up more so middle of the field, those type of situations. So I want to see how those guys perform.
Are you looking at it like it could go either way right now, or what?
Yeah, definitely. I think right now it's a neck and neck situation, especially with Will being confident in the operation, with Chap being a holder. That's always going to be a big target there. So we'll see how this thing is capping off towards this last preseason game.
There's been a lot of talk about receiver depth. Is there any guys in those depth positions that stand out to you on special teams, not just as returners, but other phases as well?
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you got Myles as a returner, which is always a huge one. Jayshon Jones has been doing it. I thought Jayshon Jones had an unbelievable week last week, showing physicality, not afraid, showing really just some courage in there, taking on bigger bodies, blocking it, having good roots. You see in the first preseason game, he's able to win on the outside against a vice, just working good techniques and fundamentals. I thought Jayshon's really been put together a really good camp. Lucky Jackson is also doing a really good job as well. I also think Thayer Thomas has really come along a long ways in terms of what he's been able to do from a versatility standpoint. We kind of have him as this off returner, kind of not afraid to allow him to be able to return kicks as well. So between those three guys, I think they've done a really, really good job.
Now, what does Kobe bring to the table on special teams?
Yeah, Kobe is probably one of the strongest guys in the weight room. You can ask our strength Joe that. You really like his versatility. Him being able to really, I think the shrinking of the kickoff KOR phase really helps in his favor in terms of being able to play good gap and a half football, shock, shed, getting off of blocks, being able to tackle in space, being able to match up on bigger bodies, whether it's those OLBs, as you can kind of see now the kickoff game, you're starting to get a lot more bigger bodies out there. So, with him, we feel good about him being a matchup plus in that position. And he just got to continue to grow and understand what our cover philosophy is, how to communicate verbally and non-verbally. But Kobe's on a really good track right now to put together a good offseason.
Steps up for Asamoah being gone.
Yeah, that's the question right now. You're looking at it between the Kobe Kings of the world. Austin Keys has been doing a really, really good job of playing some good physical ball. Dorian Mousy has been doing a really good job as well. And then you really can throw in Chaz Chambers, who's really this Swiss Army knife. High football IQ, and he's a guy that I feel great, putting him at a guard spot, a tackle spot, a wing spot on punt. He's one of those guys that has really, really, really high football IQ and a lot of versatility in the scheme and systems that we're running here. So I'm happy with where Chaz is at right now. He's doing a really good job.
All of your special teams?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, all of them. So it's definitely a big shoes to fill, losing Brian Asamoah. So hopefully, one of these guys, not even hopefully, I know, between one of these young backers that they'll be able to fulfill those shoes. Yeah. So I actually did have an opportunity to talk to Brian before he left, and it was a tough conversation, as most start when you've been with a player for 3 years and drafted him, brought him in, helped mature him and grow him to who he is and develop him as a player. So it'll be fun to get to see him this weekend. But I did get an opportunity to talk to him, and it was a tough conversation, but felt really on both sides of it that it was just a best decision for him in his career.
Cool. Appreciate you.